Hello, my dear friend. I want to begin by reminding you that it is no accident that you are here today, reading these words or listening to this message. God, in His infinite wisdom, has orchestrated this moment just for you. There is something extraordinary about the way the universe unfolds. Every encounter, every word, every detail is part of a much bigger plan. If you are hearing this message, know that it is not a coincidence. It is a divine moment, one that you were meant to experience right now in this very instant. Today, I want to speak to you about something very powerful, something that will resonate deep within your spirit. There is a message of hope, encouragement, and transformation that is waiting for you to receive it. You might be feeling uncertain, lost, or perhaps stuck in a place where you can't seem to move forward. But let me assure you, dear friend, God is already at work in your life. He is guiding you, molding you, and preparing you for what's coming next. You were never meant to walk alone, and even in those quiet moments when it feels like nothing is happening, remember that the Creator of the universe is actively involved in your journey. I want you to take a deep breath and allow yourself to be open to this message. Right now, as you're reading this, God is speaking directly to your heart. The time for your breakthrough is near, and before everything shifts, this message will reach you because you are chosen for something incredible. And with that, I want to invite you to leave 77 in the comments below, a symbol of your faith in the journey you're about to embrace. It's not just a number, but a declaration of trust, a sign of your willingness to receive everything that God has in store for you. This message will guide you, and it is meant to change your life. Trust in the divine timing. In the rush of life, it's easy to feel as though time is slipping away, that things are happening too slowly, or that we're being left behind. We want things to move faster. We want the breakthroughs, the blessings, and the answers right now. But I'm here to tell you that there is no such thing as an accident in God's timing. Everything is happening precisely as it should. You may not see it yet, but everything around you is falling into place in perfect harmony, in alignment with a divine schedule that you cannot always comprehend. Trust in God's timing. Just think about the rhythm of the seasons. Each year, the earth goes through cycles of planting, growth, and harvest, but not on our schedule. The seasons don't rush, and yet everything blooms at just the right moment. Your life, too, has seasons. Right now, if things feel dormant, if they feel like they are in a period of waiting or stillness, know that this is just the preparation phase. The seeds have been planted, and God is nourishing your soul, preparing you for the abundant blessings that are coming. Sometimes, when things aren't happening the way we think they should, we begin to doubt. We question if we're on the right path or if we're being ignored. But remember this, just as the stars do not appear in the sky by accident, so too is God's plan for you unfolding in perfect timing. In the waiting, He is teaching you patience, resilience, and trust. The miracles will come when the time is right. Until then, rest in the knowing that you are right where you need to be. And every moment is part of a larger, beautiful plan that God is crafting specifically for you. The power of silent growth. Have you ever thought about the ways in which growth happens in the silence? Growth doesn't always make noise. It isn't always visible. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't immediately see the roots forming beneath the surface. But that doesn't mean the seed isn't growing. It's working, preparing, and forming its foundation, even when you can't see it. Similarly, God is working in the silent places of your life. There are areas of your soul, your spirit, your purpose that are being nurtured right now, even when you can't see the evidence. Think about the way your body works. Every day your cells are regenerating. Your heart beats tirelessly. Your lungs breathe without you even thinking about it. These are silent, yet powerful processes. And just like these unseen actions, God's hand is at work in the hidden corners of your life. You might not feel like anything is happening, but trust me, everything you need is being quietly prepared behind the scenes. The growth is happening even when you can't see it. In the quiet times of your life, when you feel like you're waiting for something to shift, remember that silent growth is the foundation of all great things. It's in the waiting, in the moments where nothing seems to be happening, that you're actually being prepared for what's to come. So when you find yourself in a season of stillness, trust in the process. Know that everything that is happening whether visible or not, is part of the divine unfolding that will bring you to the place you are meant to be. You are growing, even if you cannot yet see it. Life's storms and divine transformation. We all face storms in life. Some are emotional, some are spiritual, and some are physical, but all storms, regardless of their form, serve a purpose. You may find yourself in the middle of a storm right now, feeling as though the winds are too strong, the rain too heavy. You might be asking why this is happening, why you are being tested. The answer lies in the truth that every storm carries with it the seeds of transformation. Imagine the transformation that happens to the earth after a storm. The soil, once dry and cracked, suddenly becomes nourished and full of life. The storm might seem fierce, but it brings with it the very blessings needed for new growth. In the same way, the storms you are going through right now are not meant to destroy you. They are preparing you for something greater. God is allowing these challenges to shake you, not to break you, but to transform you into the person you are destined to become. Think about the storms in your life like a farmer waiting for rain. He knows that without the storm, his crops cannot grow. In the same way, you cannot experience the fullness of God's blessings without going through the process of being tested and refined. The winds of change are not to be feared. They are carrying with them new opportunities, new breakthroughs, and new seasons of favor. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with growth, transformation, and abundance. When the storm clears, you will look back and see that it was never meant to break you. It was meant to prepare you for the future God has designed for you. So, embrace the storm. Trust that it is shaping you into the person you are called to be. The transformation is coming, and it will be worth every trial you are facing today. Embracing the unseen miracles. It's easy to overlook the miracles that happen every day, those small, seemingly insignificant events that unfold right in front of us. But if we pause for a moment and truly observe, we'll realize that life itself is a miracle. The fact that you are here, breathing, moving, thinking, and existing, this is a miracle in itself. We often focus so much on the things we can see and touch that we forget to recognize the divine presence working silently in the background. Think about the way your body operates. Your heart beats about 100,000 times a day without you having to ask it to. Your lungs expand and contract, bringing life-giving air into your body, even when you are not conscious of it. These are miracles that happen in the unseen, beneath the surface of your awareness. And yet, without them, you would not be alive. God is working in your life in the same way, silently, powerfully, and invisibly. Just because you cannot see it doesn't mean it isn't happening. Every breath you take, every step you make, every thought that enters your mind is part of a grand plan that has been unfolding since the moment you were conceived. These invisible miracles are God's fingerprints on your life, gently guiding you toward your purpose. The stars in the sky, the waves in the ocean, the very cells within your body, everything around you is an expression of His creativity and power. You might not always understand how it all fits together, but trust that God is in every moment, working in ways you cannot fully see or comprehend. In times of struggle, when everything seems uncertain, take a moment to pause and acknowledge these miracles. They are the whispers of God's presence, reminding you that you are never truly alone. The unseen miracles are always working, bringing you closer to the life you were meant to live. Surrendering to God's plan. Surrender is one of the most powerful acts of faith you can make, yet it is also one of the most difficult. We live in a world that encourages us to control everything, to have a plan, to know every step, to never let go. But the truth is, the more we try to control, the more we block the flow of blessings that God has prepared for us. Surrender is not about giving up. It's about letting go of our need to dictate how things should unfold. It's about trusting that God's plan is far greater than anything we could ever plan for ourselves. Think about the way a river moves. It doesn't try to force its way through obstacles or control the direction it takes. Instead, it surrenders to the natural flow, trusting that the path it follows will lead it to its destination. In the same way, we must trust God's plan for us, even when we can't see the full picture. When we hold on to our fears, our worries, and our desire to control everything, we create barriers that stop the flow of God's grace in our lives. But when we let go and surrender, we create space for His blessings to pour into our lives freely and abundantly. Surrender doesn't mean we stop taking action. It means we stop forcing outcomes. We align ourselves with God's will and trust that He will lead us to the place of our highest good. Just as our bodies surrender to the natural rhythms of life, heartbeat, breath, digestion, so too must we surrender our will to God's plan, trusting that His timing and His ways are perfect. It is in surrendering that we open ourselves up to the extraordinary, to the miracles, and to the abundant life that God has waiting for us. Divine provision and abundance. There is a deep, often unspoken truth about God's provision. He provides not only for your basic needs, but abundantly beyond what you can imagine. Divine provision is not just about giving you enough to get by. It's about overflowing blessings, the kind of abundance that touches every area of your life. The Bible speaks of God's promise to provide for us, and He has never broken this promise. From the food we eat to the shelter we live in, to the breath we take, these are gifts from God, and they are evidence of His provision. But divine provision is more than just material wealth. It's peace in the midst of chaos, joy that surpasses understanding, and strength when you feel weak. God's provision comes in many forms. It can come as unexpected help in a time of need, a door opening when you thought there was no way, or a sense of inner peace when everything around you is falling apart. The abundance He offers isn't always seen with the eyes, but it is felt deeply in the soul. When we trust in God's provision, we shift our focus from scarcity to abundance. We stop worrying about what we don't have and start seeing the endless blessings that are already in our lives. When we align ourselves with God's will, we open ourselves up to receive the abundance He has in store for us. Remember, God doesn't just provide the bare minimum. He pours out blessings in ways we can't always anticipate. Trust that whatever you need, He has already prepared it for you. You don't need to chase after provision. It will find you when you surrender to His will. God's abundance is not a matter of what you can see in the moment. It's the assurance that, no matter what, you will always have what you need. And as you walk in faith, you will find that His provision overflows in ways that transform your life. Navigating the winds of change. Change is inevitable. It's a constant part of life, and though it often comes with discomfort, it is one of the greatest tools for transformation. When the winds of change begin to blow in your life, they might feel like a storm, whipping everything around you, uprooting what you thought was secure. But let me tell you, those winds are not here to destroy you. They are here to carry you forward into the next phase of your life. Think about the way the wind moves across the landscape. It might appear chaotic, but it is creating new paths, shaping the earth, and spreading seeds of growth. Similarly, the changes in your life, however unsettling they may seem, are part of the divine plan to shape you into who you are meant to be. The winds of change are not your enemy, they are your allies, carrying you into new opportunities, new blessings, and new growth. Sometimes we resist change because it takes us out of our comfort zone, but we must remember that comfort does not lead to transformation. Change does. Just as the wind shapes the mountains and the oceans, it is the winds of change in your life that will shape your destiny. The winds are carrying you to your purpose, And though you might not fully understand the journey, trust that each gust is guiding you to exactly where you need to be. When change comes, don't fear it. Embrace it. Know that it is God working in your life, moving you towards something greater. Let go of what no longer serves you, and trust that the winds of change are blowing you toward your divine destiny. Through every storm, through every shift, God is with you, guiding you through the winds, preparing you for the life you were meant to live. The divine spark within you. There is a divine spark within you, a light that was placed deep inside your soul the moment you were created. It is the essence of who you are, the part of you that is connected to something far greater than the physical world around you. This spark is the reflection of God's image, a constant reminder that you are chosen, that you have a unique purpose in this world. Often we get caught up in the busyness of life, in the noise, in the expectations placed upon us by others or by ourselves. It's easy to forget that this spark is still there, shining brightly, waiting to guide us toward our true calling. When you feel lost or uncertain, remember that the divine spark within you never fades. It is always there, quietly urging you to step into your purpose, to embrace the path that has been uniquely laid before you. You are not just a product of chance, but a vessel carrying the energy and spirit of the divine. This spark is what makes you special. It's what makes you stand out from the crowd. It is the source of your inner strength, your wisdom, and your ability to overcome obstacles. The challenges you face are not meant to extinguish this spark, but to strengthen it. Just as fire refines gold, the trials you endure refine the light within you. When you feel like the world is dimming that spark, remember that no external force can put out what God has placed within you. You carry a light that no darkness can overpower. You were created to shine, and every step you take toward your true calling is a step closer to letting that divine light illuminate not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Trust in the spark within you, and know that it is enough to guide you through the darkest times and lead you into the fullness of your destiny. Overcoming doubts and fears. Doubt and fear are some of the most powerful forces that can hold us back from living the life we were destined to live. They creep into our minds and hearts, often whispering that we are not enough, that we cannot succeed, or that we are unworthy of the blessings that God has promised us. But I am here to tell you today, these doubts and fears are not truths. They are merely distractions that seek to keep you from stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Fear tells you to stay small, to play it safe, to remain in your comfort zone, but growth, transformation, and divine purpose live outside of that zone. Doubt makes you question your abilities and your worth, but remember that you are made in the image of God, and His power resides within you. You are equipped with everything you need to overcome any obstacle, to rise above any challenge, and to step boldly into your destiny. The greatest thing that fear and doubt can steal from you is your belief in yourself. When you begin to doubt your worth, you are doubting the very strength and potential that God has placed inside you. But here's the truth. God did not call you to a life of fear. He called you to a life of abundance, courage, and faith. And with that faith, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The antidote to fear is trust. Trust in the process, trust in God's plan, and trust in the divine spark that resides within you. When doubts arise, silence them with affirmations of truth. Remind yourself of your worth, of the divine power that flows through you, and of the greatness that is ahead of you. Every step you take in faith, no matter how small, pushes you closer to the life you were meant to live. Trust that God is with you every step of the way, guiding you, protecting you, and leading you toward your breakthrough. When fear tries to take root, stand firm, for you are not defined by your doubts or your fears. You are defined by the God who created you and the purpose He has set before you, aligning with your higher self. To align with your higher self is to step into the fullness of your divine purpose. It is about connecting with the truest part of you, the part that is in direct communion with God's will, the part that knows your deepest desires and your highest potential. This is not a path of external achievement or validation, but an inner journey of alignment with your soul's true calling. Often, we get caught up in the external pressures of life, what others think, what society expects, or what we think we should be doing. But to truly align with your higher self, you must quiet the noise and listen to the still, small voice inside that is speaking to you. That voice is your intuition, your connection to God's guidance, and it knows the way forward. Aligning with your higher self is a conscious decision to release the distractions that keep you from your true path. It requires you to surrender your ego, your fears, and your insecurities, and trust in the wisdom that is already inside of you. Your higher self is the part of you that is connected to the divine source, and when you align with it, you allow the flow of God's will to guide your actions, thoughts, and decisions. It's about being in tune with the divine rhythm of the universe and allowing that rhythm to shape the way you live your life. When you align with your higher self, you begin to see opportunities where there were once obstacles. You begin to feel a sense of peace and clarity that you may have been missing. The path becomes clearer, not because the external world changes, but because your internal world shifts. You begin to trust your intuition, to follow your heart, and to make choices that align with the greater plan that God has for you. It's a journey of self-awareness, self-empowerment, and spiritual growth. The more you align with your higher self, the more you step into the fullness of your divine potential. Trust that the answers are within you, and know that as you align with your higher self, you are aligning with God's perfect plan for your life. The final shift and new beginnings. You may have been in a season of waiting, of hardship, or of struggle, but I want you to understand that the moment you are in right now is not the end. It is the beginning of something profoundly beautiful. The final shift is coming. It might feel like everything is falling apart, like the world around you is uncertain, but what is really happening is that God is clearing the way for your new beginning. Think about the way a butterfly emerges from a cocoon. The process isn't easy and it's not quick, but that struggle, that process, is necessary for the transformation to occur. You are in the final stages of your transformation, and although it may seem difficult, this is the moment when you are being prepared to step into your true destiny. Everything that has happened up until now, the struggles, the challenges, the waiting, has been a part of the process, shaping you into the person you are becoming. The final shift will bring new clarity, new strength, and new opportunities. It will feel like a flood of change, a wave of blessings rushing into your life. Everything that has been out of your control, everything that has seemed stagnant, is about to align. The divine timing that we spoke of earlier is now unfolding before your eyes. Just as the earth shifts with the turning of the seasons, so too will your life shift. This shift isn't just about a change in circumstances. It's about a change in your spirit, your energy, and your ability to receive. When you allow yourself to fully embrace this shift, you will begin to see the new opportunities that have always been waiting for you. It's time to let go of the old, to release the past, and to step forward with faith and courage. Your new beginning is not just a new chapter in your life, it's the start of a whole new book. The future you've always dreamed of is waiting for you, and it's closer than you think. Embrace the final shift, for it is leading you to the life you were meant to live. Conclusion: stepping into your destiny. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with one final, powerful thought. You are ready. Every step you've taken, every challenge you've faced, and every lesson you've learned has been preparing you for this very moment when you can step into your true destiny. God has been with you every step of the way, even in the moments when you felt alone or unsure. And now, the time has come for you to take your place in the world. Stepping into your destiny doesn't mean waiting for everything to be perfect or for the conditions to be ideal. It means trusting in God's plan, embracing the divine spark within you, and boldly moving forward, even in the face of uncertainty. Your destiny is not just a distant dream, it's a living, breathing reality that is unfolding right now. The steps you take today, in faith and trust, will shape the future you are destined to create. You have the power within you to live a life of purpose, to make an impact, and to fulfill the divine mission that has been entrusted to you. Don't wait for the world to give you permission. Don't wait for the perfect circumstances. Take the step. Trust in the God who has guided you this far, and know that He will continue to guide you into the future He has planned for you. This is your time. It's time to rise. It's time to live fully in the power of your divine calling. Step into your destiny with courage, with faith, and with the assurance that you are never alone. The world needs your light, your gifts, and your presence. You are chosen for a reason, and now is the time to embrace that calling and step into the fullness of the life you were created to live. Your destiny awaits you. Embrace it with open arms.